Hey, I hope everyone enjoyed the Super Bowl this past weekend. It looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are champs yet again and are hoping to make history with winning 3 Super Bowls back to back. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, I'm back with another pass along prayer video for you all. I've been enjoying reading these as I give them out to people, and I hope to work toward sharing one with you all at least once or twice a week, and hopefully, bring some other stuff to you all in between. The one I have for you all today starts out by saying, I'm thanking God for the wisdom He gives as you release what no longer belongs, including old ways, habits, and thoughts. I'm praying you'll live with a renewed sense of peace and serenity. It's followed by the verse Romans chapter 12, verse 2, NIV version, which says, Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It closes out with a quote by Marshawn Evans Daniels, which says that the mind of God is a majestic place to live. I want to start off by pointing out the fact that it begins with the statement, I'm thanking God for the wisdom He gives. This is something we all need to keep in mind and be thanking God for, because we all have the power of gaining godly wisdom and using it for the better good of all people and living the best life possible. Ultimately, we all have the ability to change over time, and it's just a matter of asking ourselves whether or not the changes are helping us to become a good and faithful servant of God, or if they're pulling us away from God. And as long as we are hanging on to our old ways, habits, and thoughts, we aren't fully trusting God to help transform us into the person we're meant to be through Him. I'm speaking to myself on this matter too, and truthfully speaking, no matter how much wisdom we have as of this moment, there's always much more to gain. And we all have a tendency to ask those, why me? What if this? What if that? How come this? Type of questions. And in doing so, we are not only denying ourselves the ability to have peace of mind, but that's basically our way of telling God that He doesn't know diddly squat, okay? So let's take a moment to look at it this way. If you were to lose a loved one to cancer, a tragic car accident, an alcohol or drug addiction, or whatever the case may be, rather than taking that pain and using it as an excuse to hate on God and blame Him for everything wrong in your life, use it as an opportunity to draw closer to Him instead. Even at the situations that Satan puts in your pathway intended to cause you harm, God always has a way of using it for good, so we can't get discouraged. It's always easier to give in to temptation or to give up when something seems too hard, or to go along with whatever for the sake of preventing an argument. Although in the end, the only people we are truly hurting in the process of doing so is ourselves and God, because He only desires the best for us in everything we do. And with that in mind, whoever pieces these together could have not picked a better verse for it, which again says, Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And again, that's Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Throughout history, society has placed so many rules on the kind of people we have to be, pushing false identities on people, defining what constitutes as being pretty and what doesn't, and so on. Unfortunately, because we all have this desire to want to fit in and be known, we find ourselves giving into the ways of the world and losing sight of who we are in God's eyes in the process. What's even more unfortunate is that so many of us find ourselves going as far as getting plastic surgery, becoming anorexic or bulimic, engaging in self-harm, and so many other harmful behaviors that are overwhelmingly difficult to break free from if we don't have that much needed relationship with God to help get us through it. And I just want each and every one of you to understand just how amazing and absolutely perfect you are in God's eyes and in mine. I may not know you, but there can only be one you in the world, and don't ever let anyone take that away from you for any reason. If they don't like you for the person God created you to be, whether you're short, tall, nerdy, in a wheelchair, overweight, or too skinny, or whatever the case, then allow yourself the chance to step back and not only pray for them, but also ask God whether or not those individuals are worth your time. Last but not least, we have this quote. Marshawn Evans Daniels reminds us that the mind of God truly is a majestic place to live. Through the chaos of life, the vast majority of us have a tendency to forget that God is in control and He will never abandon us, no matter how many wrongs we've made and no matter how much we try to push Him away. Like, He's always there for us, no matter. And just because we hand our life over to God, that doesn't mean everything is going to be smooth sailing and that we're going to live a life without complications. And sometimes it may even get that much harder because Satan doesn't like it, and he's just going to want to do everything he can to pull us away. And it does mean, though, no matter how hard it gets, it does mean that God will provide what we need when we need it, and He will always give us the strength to make it through each day. He will also give us the wisdom we need to confront our struggles in such a way that will give us peace of mind and help us to stay focused on building our relationship in Christ. And on that note, this is Kinsey reminding you that you are amazing, you have a purpose, and you are loved. Bye, guys.